Episode 3, Chapter 2, Khadijah bint Khuwaylid. Among the most respected figures in Makkah was a successful businesswoman named Khadijah bint Khuwaylid, R.A. She belonged to the noble tribe of Quraysh and had earned widespread respect for both her intelligence and integrity. After the passing of her previous husbands, she continued managing a large trading business. Instead of personally leading caravans across Arabia, she hired trustworthy agents to conduct business on her behalf. Finding honest merchants, however, was not easy. Some exaggerated profits, others failed to protect valuable goods. A trustworthy representative was rare, again and again. One name reached her ears, Muhammad ibn Abdullah, the young man everyone called Al-Amin. His reputation convinced Khadijah to offer him the responsibility of leading one of her trading caravans to Syria. It was an opportunity that would change both of their lives forever. The journey that changed history. Muhammad, peace be upon him, accepted the responsibility. According to the traditional Seerah narrations, Khadijah sent her servant Maysara to accompany the caravan and assist during the journey. The caravan traveled north through the familiar trade routes connecting Makkah to the markets of Syria. There, Muhammad, peace be upon him, demonstrated the qualities that had already made him respected in Makkah. He negotiated fairly. He dealt honestly. He treated customers with respect. He never sought profit through deception. When the caravan returned, the business had been remarkably successful. Khadijah was pleased with the results. But what impressed her even more was the character of the man she had entrusted with her wealth. Classical Seerah sources relate that Maysara spoke highly of Muhammad, peace be upon him, describing his honesty, dignity, and noble conduct throughout the journey. Some reports also include extraordinary observations made during the expedition. Scholars differ regarding the authenticity of some of these individual narrations, so historians distinguish between widely accepted historical facts and reports whose details remain debated. What is firmly established is that Muhammad, peace be upon him, returned with his reputation stronger than ever. His honesty had once again spoken louder than words. A proposal. Unlike any other, Khadijah had met many merchants. She had worked with many respected men. But Muhammad, peace be upon him, stood apart. His honesty, his humility, his calm manner, his noble character. These qualities left a lasting impression. Although she was one of Makkah's most respected women, Khadijah recognized that true nobility is measured not by wealth but by character. According to the well-known Seerah accounts, she expressed her interest in marriage through a trusted friend. When Muhammad, peace be upon him, learned of the proposal, he consulted his family. His uncles supported the marriage. Discussions took place between both families in accordance with the customs of the time. Soon afterward, the marriage was agreed upon. It became one of the most beautiful partnerships in human history, a marriage built on faith and trust. At the time of their marriage, the commonly reported ages in the classical Seerah are that Muhammad, peace be upon him, was about 25 years old, while Khadijah, R.A., was about 40 years old. However, it is worth noting that some historians have suggested different estimates for Khadijah's age based on various historical reports. The most widely accepted view in the classical Islamic tradition remains that she was around 40, regardless of the exact number. Their marriage was founded on mutual respect, trust, and compassion. Khadijah, R.A., became far more than a wife. She became Muhammad's closest companion, his source of comfort, his greatest supporter. Years later, when revelation first descended and the world suddenly changed, she would be the very first person to believe in his message, but that moment was still in the future. For now, their home became a place of peace, a place where honesty, kindness, and faith would flourish, a home filled with peace. Following their marriage, Muhammad, peace be upon him, and Khadijah, R.A., began a life built upon trust, compassion, and mutual respect. Although Khadijah was one of the wealthiest people in Makkah, their home was never defined by luxury. Instead, it became known for generosity, kindness, and simplicity. Unlike many influential families of the time, Muhammad, peace be upon him, never sought status through wealth. He remained humble. He treated servants with dignity. He honored relatives. He helped those in need. Their marriage became a source of stability during the years before prophethood. Together, they were blessed with children. Islamic historical sources agree that they had several children, including sons who passed away in infancy and daughters who lived longer. Among them was Fatima, R.A., who would later hold a special place in Islamic history. For nearly 25 years, Muhammad, peace be upon him, and Khadijah, IRA, shared a marriage marked by loyalty and devotion. Throughout Khadijah's lifetime, the Prophet, peace be upon him, did not marry another woman. This remains one of the clearest examples of the deep love and respect they shared.